Well, guess what time it is? It's time for another QA. This is QA-13, believe it or not, coming up right after this.
Hey! Roger! Rocket Chick Roger! Hello there.
That's right, folks. It's QA-13. I have some great questions here that you people have submitted that I'm going to answer. I'm having to do this inside today because, well, two reasons. The weather's a little bit questionable. It's been raining off and on. I didn't want to do this outside because of the weather. And then number two, to be quite honest with you, I'm a little bit apprehensive about taking my gear outside after this close call with this alleged robber from the other day. So until I get some bear spray or pepper spray or a good sized baseball bat or a big strong woman to go with me, I'm going to take it easy and be careful. I'm going to err on the side of caution and not give anybody an opportunity to put me through that like I went through the other day. So anyway, let's get to the questions and answers. Since I'm in Cuenca, I don't have access to my printer that I have access to in Cuenca, so I'm having to read off of my computer, if you don't mind. So I'm going to read the questions off my computer screen, my laptop sitting right here, and then I'll answer straight to you. First question from, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. I think it's R-H-Y-S Ludlow. Is that Reese? I'm going out on a limb and saying Reese. I hope that's right. Hello, Reese. If I'm slaughtered your name, I apologize in advance. And you can just tear me up in the comments if you want to. Question about stray dogs. I've had my eye on Cuenca for several years now. It seems there has been a problem with street dogs. Then I heard it was solved, and then it was back. What's it like there now? My wife panics when an unknown dog approaches her. Well, me too. Especially if it's a big dog. Even cute puppies with wagging tails. She also really dislikes poopy sidewalks. Well, all right. In Manta, I never really saw a problem with stray dogs in Manta. There's dogs there. Most of the dogs that I saw that would consider to be stray dogs, I would see them on the beach. But I mean, they're all with people though. I mean, I really honestly, I don't think stray dogs is a problem here. Here's what the problem is. The problem is people that have dogs, and there's a lot of them. Lots of people here that have dogs, and they don't manage them. They don't take care of them. They leave them outside to bark all day long. The dogs are bored. They take them out, and most are not on leashes. Most are. Well, I take that back. I would say that probably most are on leashes, but there have been a few. The very first day I was in Manta, I got bit on my butt by a dog that was not on a leash. Snapped at me, right on my back pocket. First day in Manta, but I really don't think it's a problem. Now here in Cuenca, I've seen quite a few dogs walking around on the streets, especially when I'm down in the historical district. I see several dogs walking around. But I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's out of control. I really don't. I don't think that's really a major problem. In answer to the poopy problem, I did a video about sidewalks in Manta and talked about doggy bombs. In Manta, it's a major problem. In a lot of the sidewalks, I see dog crap everywhere. And, you know, their answer is that, well, we have street cleaners that come along and clean it all up. Well, poopy cock. I don't, maybe they do. I've seen the same old doggy bomb sitting on the sidewalk outside my apartment in Manta for a week. You know, they had to climb over to get down the sidewalk. So it's a problem. And then on top of that, people in Manta, I've seen where people will pick up their dog poop, put it in a bag, and then tie the bag off and then throw it on the sidewalk, leave it on the sidewalk for somebody else to pick up. That's just irresponsible. And I think it's disrespectful to your city. I'm talking to you Ecuadorian people and you expats that do this. So there's my scolding for the day. In Cuenca, I don't see that much dog poop on the sidewalks. The streets in Cuenca are a lot cleaner than they are in Manta. They have, I see street cleaners here every day. This morning I was waiting on a bus to go downtown, and there were street cleaners on both sides of the road here on Ordonez Lasso, walking and picking up trash and putting it in bags. And they were emptying out the trash cans by hand and putting them in bags and cleaning the sidewalks. But Cuenca's different than Manta in that regards. So anyway, Reese, I hope that answered your question. Tell your wife, don't let this stop her, okay? There's worse things to worry about besides dogs, like derelicts on the walking trail wanting to steal my camera. Question number 2. ILO guy. I'm sorry, I don't know how to. You're going to change your name, okay? I don't know how to pronounce that. But Eloi guy. The question is the trash collected on time? Do government offices open as scheduled? How about medical offices and clinics? Yes. Next question, Tom Taylor. Hi, Tom. Another YouTuber said it smells bad because of canneries. I assume you're talking about Manta, because I know we don't have it. I don't think there's any canneries in Cuenca, which is where I'm at right now. How far away from the canneries do you live? I live on the opposite end in Manta from the canneries. The canneries are over on the, I guess that's the north side of Manta, way out there. And the canneries, people stop asking this question, okay, because really it's not any different than being in the United States and driving down the road and you smell the chicken yards, the hatcheries, where they raise eggs, where they're harvesting eggs, or the dairy farms in Arizona and California and all over the place. So the canneries, if the wind's blowing just right and you're downwind, you're going to smell tuna fish, I guess. But where I live, and where most people live, where most expats live, and most people visit, you're not going to smell the canneries in Manta, okay? So please, put that to rest, okay? Thanks, Tom. James Duff, just question number 4. How's Cuenca compared to Manta? Is the altitude bothering you? I got an answer this morning from somebody that I want to read to you, but now I have to find it. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and then come back and read this answer to you, because one of my viewers gave the perfect answer to this, and I totally agree with her. Her name is Christine. Hi, Christine. And I'm going to read it to you in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I found the answer. Christine answered this question, and here is what she wrote. According to, I wrote this part. According to my friend Christine, Manta is a developing beach town, and Cuenca is a UNESCO historical town, nestled in the Andes Mountains. It has a unique charm all its own, with many cultural activities and volunteering opportunities to give back to the community. I love that answer, Christine. Thank you so much for that. I'd tell you, folks, Christine is 100% correct about Manta being a developing city. Remember, Manta was destroyed in 2016 by this earthquake, and they've been a little slow rebuilding a lot of things, but they are a quickly developing city, and it's a beautiful city in a lot of ways, and in some ways it's not beautiful at all. You get in the Tarqui area where there's still a lot of damage, and it's sad. It's horrible looking, but There's good bones in Manta, and there's good people there, and it's going to be an awesome city soon. You know, it's kind of I see in my future. I look ahead, and I see like San Diego, you know, or Miami, a beautiful city. I just hope it doesn't explode like Costa Rica did. You know, there is some development coming in. There's going to be some beautiful beachfront properties and condo properties and apartment buildings, and we just have to give it time. Okay, please, let's just give it time. Manta's going to develop into a wonderful place to live. It's wonderful now, but it's going to be even more wonderful in the near future. Cuenca, on the other hand, I love Cuenca. I've been here 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. Other than the altitude is a little bit of a problem for me, but it gets better every day. It gets easier to deal with every day. This city there are so many great places to eat different foods. It's way much more affordable than Manta. There are a lot of, real estate opportunities are everywhere. They're boundless, countless. Yeah, they're countless. There is real estate opportunities all over the place, especially here in the Gringolandia area, and I think what they call Elber Hill. They're two completely different cities. One's a coastal town, a beach town, which I think is a great place to go if you want to go and explore the coast to see where you might want to live. Or if you don't want to be in Manta, there's Crucita, there's San Clemente, there's Bahia, there's Santa Marinita. There's all these coastal cities that you could go to Manta, park yourself there, and then go explore the coastal towns. If you don't want to be on the coast and you want to be in the beautiful Andes Mountains, and if you can handle the altitude, Cuenca is a whole different experience. So, I hope that answered your question. Now I have to get back to my I had to dig to find that answer. And okay. So, I think that was that was James Duff's question. Thanks, James. I hope that answered your question. Back on the altitude just for a second. I noticed that when I first came here, I was pretty sickly for a couple, 3 days, and I thought it was Omicron. I was sure that I was coming down sick because I've been exposed to so many people that have it. But I even called the paramedics one night, and they came and said, "No, you more than likely you're just suffering from altitude sickness." And they didn't even bother to take me to the hospital. They recommended that I go get tested the next day, and I did, and I tested negative for Omicron. So I was blaming it on the altitude. Now, today, 2 weeks later, I do just fine. I walk everywhere. I do just fine. It seems like the only time really that the altitude really bothers me, believe it or not, is when I get out of the shower. When I get out of the shower in the morning, for some reason, I'm it's like I can't hardly breathe. It's like I just get exhausted taking my shower. So I can't explain that. We'll worry about that later. So the next question, number 6, by Dana O. Dana, hi Dana. I know who Dana O is, but I'm not going to say in the interest of anonymity here and privacy. But Dana, looking back, are there items that you wish you would have packed, boxed for shipping, left with friends, family, to ship on your behalf once you were established in Ecuador via USA Valet? Examples: electric toothbrush, bed sheets, t-shirts, boxers, skivvies, reading glasses, sweatshirts, documents, etc. Yes to all of that. Yes. I've shopped in Manta. I shopped to try to find decent sheets. My sheets back home in Mesa were like 600 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets, and they were really nice sheets, and I gave them all to Goodwill. I don't know why I did that. Somebody's really got a good deal on those. You're right. T-shirts, clothes, shorts, shoes. Guys, don't get rid of your, especially if you're like me and you were a size 13. I would say if you were a size 12 and up, bring them all. Bring them all with you, because you're going to have a hard time finding them here. we big feet guys, we got to have we got to have foot coverings, and I'm telling you, it's like you're not going to find it here. I had to have my shoes shipped over. I've had 2 pairs of shoes shipped via USA Valet, I might add, from Amazon, and just to find what fits me. So yes, you're right, Dana. I wish I wish now I had rented one of those little 100 square foot storage spaces, and then just put stuff like that, like everything you mentioned there. Electric toothbrush, yeah, I brought that. Yeah, actually, I brought my cordless toothbrush, and it works really good. It goes like that. But what I didn't bring was my water pick. And then after I got my dental work done, the first thing the dentist said, Dr. Carino said, get you a water pick. And of course I thought I had one, but I finally got one. But yeah, you're right. All that stuff, electric toothbrush, bed sheets, t-shirts, boxers, skivvies, reading glasses, sweatshirts, documents. Yes, you're right. Folks, bring that stuff with you, okay? All right, number 7 from Johnny Coon. Hi, Johnny. I get lots of stuff from Johnny. I have another question for an take 2. I have another question for an upcoming Q&A, and it's not about peeing. I'd like to know how the buses are in Ecuador. Are they safe? Well maintained, staffed with careful drivers? Do they have luxury type buses like they do in Mexico? I think bus travel would be good for long distance if you don't want to fly from city to city. I agree. There are a lot of luxury bus lines here that travel from Cuenca to Quito, Quito to Manta, Quito to here, all around. They have executive bus services here that you can ride, that they're like well, I call them like the airport shuttles, they're big, carry 15 passengers. I'm a little bit leery about one of those. I think I would rather go in the larger coach type bus, and that transportation is very affordable too, folks. I mean, it's less than $20, to go from Cuenca to Manta. So, but now let's talk about the other kind of buses, the city buses. If you're a senior citizen and you want to ride a city bus, and if you have any mobility issues whatsoever, don't even think about it. I got to say, I haven't been on the bus in Manta, but I've been on the buses here in Cuenca, and I'm going back to Manta, and I'm going to ride the buses in Manta, I'm sure, now that I know how to do it. But the problem, especially here in Cuenca, the buses are manual transmission. They're not automatic. And they got these young people driving these things, and they drive them like they're driving their own car. And the last person on the bus, I mean the second that foot leaves that sidewalk and is zip on that first step of that bus, the damn bus driver takes off. And it's not like a real gentle leave away. It's like first gear, second gear, back and forth, back and forth. Terrible. I almost fell down twice. You got to get on a bus, grab a pole, and then work your way back to a chair if there is one. And if there isn't one, then you better hang on to use both hands to hang on to things, because in my humble opinion, the city buses are not a comfortable ride. I don't know if it's worth it. If you have any balance problems or any stability problems to keeping yourself stable, don't get on a city bus. Okay? Take a taxi or walk. Drive a car. Okay? Thank you, Dana, for that. I mean Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. And thank you, Dana, too, but thank you, Johnny, for that. Question number 8 from Alistar C. Hi, Don. Can you tell us about your new apartment, please? Thank you very much and Happy New Year. This was back, I think he's talking about my apartment in Manta, that I moved upstairs from one floor there, and normally would say the name of the building, but I've been advised here lately not to reveal so much personal stuff about where I'm at. The apartment's a nice apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I have an ocean view, complete 180-degree view of the ocean, except for one tiny little spot there of a building or it's right across the street. Kind of takes a little bit, that much of my view away. But it's a nice apartment. I pay $700 for it, and plus electric, and electric's $35, or actually it's a lot less than that. My last electric bill, I think it was $24. And you know, it's okay. It's in a good location. It's comfortable, and it's on the 9th floor of this building, so I get a good breeze through it, especially if I open the patio door and leave my back windows open. So that's really not a whole lot to say about it. It's a typical Manta or typical Ecuador apartment. They have tile floors everywhere, and there's not enough electrical outlets. Not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying there's not enough electrical outlets. And where they do have electrical outlets, they're in the dumbest places I've ever seen in my life. Maybe I should do a video about that. In the kitchen, in my kitchen in Manta, here's a kitchen sink. Right above the kitchen sink is an electrical outlet, 110-volt electrical outlet, right above the sink. Try that in the United States. And then there's cabinets. There's all the cabinets. And then up on the wall above the cabinets is an electrical outlet. I can't even reach the damn thing. I have no clue what that thing is for. Up there, up on top. So figure that out for me. Somebody please, maybe an Ecuadorian, please answer that for me. But anyway, there's not a whole lot to brag about the apartment. It's essential. It gets me, gives me a place to sleep and to do my work. And that's really about it. The apartment that I have here in Cuenca, it's a very nice apartment. It's an Airbnb. I could rent it for a lot less than what I paid for it on the Airbnb. It has carpet in the bedroom. It's very quiet. It's got really beautiful woodwork in it. This place is built solid. It's good furniture. I did a video just a couple videos ago about it, and you can see it. So, next question. Thank you, Alistar. Next question from Kathy Hoskin. Hi, Kathy. Don, are you covered by Medicare in the States while you're living in Ecuador? Would I cancel that in my private coverage if I moved down? Thank you. All right, folks. I'm not going to give advice on what to do about insurance, just like I don't give advice on investing and all that kind of good stuff. But I'll tell you what I did. I canceled Medicare Part B. You can't cancel Medicare. Once you're retired and you're drawing Social Security, you're getting Medicare comes as part of the benefits package. But you have to pay for Medicare Part B, which I personally think is a total waste of money and don't need it because I'm in good health. But some people, I know you need it. You got to have it. And so, don't jump in the comment section and tell me, how dare you say you don't need Part B. But I don't need Part B. You can buy all the Part Bs you want, but I'm not buying Part B. I got the $149 back into my Social Security benefit each month. But no, and Medicare does not cover me here. I have insurance here that I buy here, which is just like Medicare. It's called IESS. It costs me $70.71 per month, and it covers me no copay, no deductible. Takes care of everything I need. And that's all I'm going to answer about that, okay? It's, in the first place, if you pay, here's the only reason, in my opinion, the only reason to have Medicare Part B is if you plan to go back to the United States. If you come here and it doesn't work out for you, and you go back to the United States and you want Part B, it's going to cost you more because they penalize you, as you probably know, for the time that you didn't have it, which is the stupidest, dumbest thing I ever heard. So just another way for the American government or American corporate America to get their hands deeper into your pockets. Don't get me started on that crap. I get so pissed every time I think about that stuff. Damn greedy people. You insurance companies, you're just killing all of us. Why is Medicare? Why is medicine? Why is healthcare so expensive in the United States? I'll tell you why. It's because insurance companies pay for it. and you pay them $10 billion a year and they make $1 billion. Tell me what's wrong with that picture. Okay, that was question number 9. Question number 10 from Holger Fialo. I think that's how you pronounce it. And please, Holger, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. Okay, but anyway, here's the question. This is question number 10, and then we'll be done. If an American who has a disability, be it blind or wheelchair, wants to move there, what about accessibility support, be it learning to move around or access to transportation with wheelchair, Braille, and elevators, etc., etc., etc.? Okay, they don't have an Americans with Disabilities Act here, as you can imagine. It's in regards to that situation, it's pathetic here. They don't have decent ramps for people to wheelchair up on. Ramps here are like that steep, if you want to call them a ramp, access to a sidewalk. It's non-existent here. I'm going to read an answer that Geomac Granddad wrote in regards to this question, and I'm going to read it to you. It's a little long, so bear with me, okay? That person will need an assistant. Talking about somebody with, a disability and needing, maybe somebody that's wheelchair bound or somebody that's on a walker or walking on crutches. That person will need an assistant. There are no requirements for that kind of stuff. I'm talking about here in Ecuador. You can't even be a careless walker or driver-rider here because of all the random obstacles here and there. Freedom. Freedom, he says. One kind of has to be fit, or else have family or hired assistants to help them get around. Elevators aren't common either. Well, yeah, that's true. There are a lot of buildings here that don't have elevators. The very first building that I looked at when I came to Ecuador was in Crucita, 5-story building, no elevators, take the stairs all the way, But if you happen to come across an elevator, it may have Braille because they are likely buying from the same source as in those countries where that stuff is required or expected. Now, I don't know how Don will answer, but I expect the gist is likely to be to not recommend that handicapped individual, particularly one who is solo, move to Ecuador for the purpose of starting a new life. Yeah, you're right, Geomac. And also Holger, I don't recommend it. This country is way behind in regards to disability facilities, ways for disability to get around like they do in the United States. If you're wheelchair bound, I would say don't come to Ecuador unless you have somebody with you to help you get around. Okay? I kind of hated answering that question because I don't have a really positive answer for it, but well, I do have a positive answer for it. It's like, be safe and don't come here if you have a disability and you have a mobility problem that requires you some assistance. You're going to have a hard time finding it. Okay, folks, that's the end of QA-13. I am working on QA-17. If you like this channel, please subscribe. I know I probably should have said this earlier. Everybody's probably asleep by now, but if you like this channel, please subscribe. And give me that thumbs up. And if you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. And please leave a comment. I look at everybody's comments. I don't always respond to all of them. I'll usually do the little like thing, or I'll do the little heart thing. I love it. Or if it's directed to me personally, I will answer it. I spend about 3 hours a day taking care of email and comments, which is taking care of you folks. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Okay? From Cuenca, Ecuador. Ciao.
Yeah, well, I just want to let you know that I heard that you've been talking some smack, and I just want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter, so if you don't want to get hurt, then you better stop.